Hi students, in my last video I explained solubility of a solid solute in a liquid solvent as well as a gas solute in a liquid solvent. In that, one of the factor we are discussing, that is effect of pressure. Right, in today's class, that is lecture number 9, will continue with effect of pressure only. Right, in effect of pressure, Henry has given a quantitative relationship between pressure and solubility of a gas in terms of mole fraction. Henry has given a quantitative relationship between pressure as well as the solubility of gas in terms of mole fraction. Now let's discuss what is Henry's law. See here, partial pressure of gas in the vapor phase is directly proportional to mole fraction of the gas in the solution. Means more is the partial pressure, more is the pressure, more is the solubility, because solubility we are expressing in terms of mole fraction. More is the pressure, more is the solubility, that's it. More is the pressure, more is the mole fraction, nothing but solubility. Okay, this is Henry's last statement. Now if you remove the proportional symbol, we will write one constant, P is equals to KH into X I am writing. Now we will write the terms. What is the P? P is nothing but a partial pressure of gas. And what is X? X is of course a mole fraction of gas. Mole fraction which explains solubility. And the next one is KH is called as Henry's constant. KH is called Henry's constant. Now what I am doing, whatever the equation we are getting, this we are comparing with y is equals to mx. We will compare with y equal to mx and we will plot the graph between y and x axis. Between y and x axis we will plot the graph like this. The graph is as follows. Instead of y, I have to take pressure. Here I am taking pressure on y axis. On x-axis, I am taking a mole fraction. Of course, it is x-axis, but it is axis. It is mole fraction. On x-axis, I am taking a mole fraction. Okay, right. Then we'll get a straight line which is passing through the origin like this. Straight line is obtained, and whose slope is m is nothing but a slope. Slope is equals to kh is obtained. That's it. Because we have compared with y equal to mx. Then if you plot pressure versus mole fraction, we will get a straight line which is passing through the origin. Their slope value is kh. This is called as Henry's law. Once again, the partial pressure of gas in the vapor phase is directly proportional to mole fraction of that gas in the solution. Pressure directly proportional to mole fraction. Okay. Now we will discuss about characteristics of Henry's constant. Characteristics, let's discuss now. Characteristics of Henry's constant. See here. Characteristics of KH, we can say. Yeah, what are characteristics? We'll do one thing. Whatever the equation is there, P is equals to KH into X I am writing. KH into X. Now KH will bring LHS. KH equals to P by X is the formula. KH equal to P by X. Then P is the pressure. X is mole fraction. Already known to you, mole fraction being ratio is not having any units. Pressure having units, say atmosphere. It is no unit. Then whatever the units are getting for pressure, same units are obtained even KH also. KH units as well as pressure units both are same only. Okay, right. And one more important characteristic we have to discuss, that is P is equals to KH into X. This already known to you. Suppose if KH increases, if KH value increases, remember KH and mole fraction product is already constant. KH and mole fraction product is already fixed at particular temperature. That's why if KH increases, if this value increases, definitely X value, nothing but a mole fraction, nothing but a solubility decreases. Because one increases means other should decrease because product is fixed. I'll repeat, if KH value increases, solubility decreases and vice versa. If KH decreases, X increases. Means both KH as well as X both are reciprocal to each other. If Henry's constant increases, solubility decreases. Both like this will write KH is inversely proportional to solubility. What is solubility? Solubility is nothing but mole fraction, of course. Because solubility we are explaining in terms of mole fraction. That's it. These are the two characteristics of KH, Henry's constant. First one is, whatever the pressure units are there, same pressure units will be existed even for Henry's constant. Second point is, if KH value increases, solubility decreases, or KH decreases, solubility increases. Means both KH and solubility are reciprocal to each other. Right. Next, after completion of characteristics, then we'll see applications of KH. Applications of KH will discuss. Yeah, we'll continue with applications of KH. See here, first point is to increase the solubility of carbon dioxide in soft drinks and soda water. The bottle is sealed under high pressure. Means our target is we have to prepare soft drinks as well as soda water. Means carbon dioxide gas we have to fill in water. Carbon dioxide should dissolve in water. That's what they'll do. Under high pressure, the bottle they will close, they will seal. Means under high pressure, more dissolution of carbon dioxide in water takes place. If more carbon dioxide dissolves, then it acts as a soft drink as well as a soda water. Means more pressure, more dissolution takes place. That's it. Second point, if you see, at higher altitudes, at higher heights, at mountains, etc., at higher altitudes, atmospheric pressure will be less. Because of less atmospheric pressure, what happens? Then a solubility of oxygen, because in our respiration, then oxygen dissolution in the blood becomes less. Why? At higher altitudes, atmospheric pressure is less. Less pressure, less dissolution of oxygen is taking place. I'll repeat. At higher altitudes, because of less atmospheric pressure, less oxygen is dissolved in our blood. If less oxygen dissolves in our blood during the respiration process, what is the problem? The problem is we'll get one condition that is called as anoxia. One disease, one condition will face. What is meant by anoxia? Anoxia is nothing but body completely becomes weak as well as it is unable to think also. Means our brain will not work properly. Why brain will not work properly? Because sufficient amount of oxygen has not dissolved in our blood. Why sufficient amount of oxygen has not dissolved in our blood? Because at higher altitudes, atmospheric pressure is low. And third point, one more problem is there at deep, just especially sea divers particularly. This problem faced by the sea divers, deep sea divers. What happens? Let's see now. At deep, pressure is high. In deep, pressure is high. Because of higher pressure, more oxygen and nitrogen will be dissolved in the blood. I'll repeat. When a deep sea diver enters into the deeper area, because of high pressure, from his air tank, oxygen and nitrogen will be entered in the blood. Why? More pressure, more oxygen, more nitrogen is entered, is dissolved in the blood. Okay, then what is the problem? Problem is when sea diver comes up, When a sea diver comes up from the ocean, then in the normal earth, that much pressure is not there. Because of decreasing in the pressure, already dissolved nitrogen and oxygen will come out. Already dissolved nitrogen as well as oxygen gases will come out from the blood cells. See here, at deep pressure is higher, hence more oxygen and nitrogen dissolves in the blood. When a sea diver comes up, due to sudden decrease in the pressure, the dissolved oxygen and nitrogen try to come out of blood cells, causing a disease called as bend. Here it is called anoxia, here it is called bend. It is condition, one disease, bend. What is bend means? Blood cells will be collapsed, that is bend. But our target is we have to avoid this bend. For that purpose, what we have to do? To avoid this bend, scuba divers, nothing but deep sea divers, are provided with tanks, nothing but air tanks, filled with air diluted with helium. Means not only nitrogen and oxygen, that air is diluted with helium. Percentage also given 11.7% of helium, 56.2% of nitrogen and 32.1% oxygen. Means if you dilute with helium, more amount of nitrogen as well as oxygen gases will not dissolve in the blood. That is an advantage. Okay, these three are the applications of Henry's constant. Okay, then these are the general points only. Okay, if you read 2-3 times, you can understand easily. Second point we'll see once again. At higher altitudes, atmospheric pressure is less. Because of less atmospheric pressure, less oxygen will be dissolved in the blood. Because of that reason, anoxia condition is obtained. Anoxia, what is anoxia? Means weakness, as well as proper brain will not work properly. Third point is at deep sea divers. When sea diver enters into the deep area, then because of high pressure, more oxygen as well as nitrogen will be dissolved in the body, in the blood, because pressure is more. Then what happens is that the person will come out from the ocean. The person when come out from the ocean, then in the earth that much pressure is not there. Because of less pressure, immediately whatever the oxygen as well as nitrogen has dissolved in our blood cells will come out by collapsing the blood cells. That disease is called as bend. To overcome this disease, to overcome this problem, air will be diluted with helium. Air should dilute with helium. Then if it is diluted with helium, then when a person enters into deep sea, more nitrogen and oxygen will not be dissolved. These are the applications of Henry's constant. Right. Now we'll discuss about some problems based on Henry's constant. Henry's law problems. Let's discuss now. Yeah, one question is like this. If a nitrogen gas is bubbled through water at 293 kelvins, how many millimoles of nitrogen gas would dissolve in 1 liter of water? Assume that nitrogen exerts a partial pressure of 0.987 bar and nitrogen Henry's constant value at 298 kelvins is 76.48 kilobar. What he is asking? Number of millimoles of nitrogen gas he is asking. Let's discuss now how to calculate a number of millimoles of nitrogen. See now. Okay, first we will write the given data. Partial pressure, he has given 0.987 bar, just I have taken as it is. KH value also given, but he has given the kilobar. I have converted into bar. Kilobar to bar, just multiplying with 1000. Then X value, mole fraction, nothing but solubility of nitrogen will calculate first of all. Therefore, we will write the formula. P is equals to KH into X. X we can write, of course. Then X is equals to P divided by KH. P P value 0.987, 0.987 of course, bar divided by kH. Also we have converted into bar, 76.48 into 10 cube bar. Bar cancel. Means a mole fraction without a unit you will get, remember, because mole fractions will not have any units. Again, if you do the simplification, you will get 1.29 into 10 is to minus 5. 1.29 into 10 is to minus 5. It is a mole fraction of nitrogen gas is obtained. But in the question, mole fraction has not asked. He is asking moles, the 2 millimoles of nitrogen he is asking. Then here what components are there? Nitrogen is present as well as water is present. Nitrogen is one component, water is another component. Say, suppose, let number of moles of nitrogen, let as n. Next, number of moles of water. Okay, number of moles of water we can calculate here. Why? Water volume is available 1 liter. 1 liter is nothing but 1000 milliliters. I'll repeat, 1 liter is nothing but 1000 milliliters. But we have to calculate moles. Moles formula already known to you. Moles equals to mass by molar mass. Mass by molar mass. Then a mass is not available. Instead of mass, volume is available. So what I am doing now, we'll have the formula density equal to mass by volume. Therefore mass equal to density into volume. Volume already known to you, 1000 milliliters. Then the density of water is 1 gram per milliliter. It is fixed, constant. Density 1 gram per milliliter, V 1000 milliliter. If you multiply, you will get a mass of water. Therefore mass of water is equals to 1000 grams. 1000 grams. How 1000 grams is obtained? Means 1 liter, nothing but 1000 milliliters. That milliliters, if you convert into mass, you will get of course 1000 grams divided by molar mass, because we need moles. Mass by molar mass. Molar mass of water is 18, and if you do the simplification, you will get 55.55 moles. So how moles are obtained? Gram per mole it is. Gram cancel, mole will come here. 55.55 moles are obtained. Okay, this is water moles, but our target is millimoles of nitrogen is required. Then total 2 components only present. Now I'll write the formula. Mole fraction of nitrogen is equals to number of moles of nitrogen by total number of moles. Total number of moles means nitrogen moles as well as water moles. Okay, right, this is our formula, mole fraction formula. Mole fraction of nitrogen equals to number of moles by moles of nitrogen by total number of moles of nitrogen. Right, now we'll continue here. I'll write the remaining part. Mole fraction, listen here, mole fraction of nitrogen already calculated, 1.29. 1.29 into 10 to the power of minus 5 is equals to number of moles of nitrogen we have taken as a small n by again small n plus number of moles of water 55.55. Right. Now see the important point. It is a numerator number of moles of nitrogen, denominator number of moles of nitrogen. Okay, when water moles, nitrogen moles, nitrogen moles, when we are comparing to each other, nitrogen moles are less. Nitrogen moles can be neglected from the denominator. Its quantity is less, we can neglect this value. Right, therefore 1.29 into 10 is to minus 5 is equals to n by just 55.55 only. Now n is equals to, we'll cross multiply them, 1.29 into 10 is to minus 5 into 55.55. If you multiply, you will get that is 7.16 into 10 is to minus 4 moles are obtained. 7.16 into 10 is to minus 4 moles, but in our question we need millimoles. So whatever the value we are getting, that value just will multiply with 1000. Finally, you will get n is equals to 7.16 into 10 to the power of minus 4 into 1000. Okay, you will get millimoles. Therefore, n is equals to 10 is to minus 4 plus 3 minus 1. Minus 1 means point again will shift to left side. You will get 0.716 millimoles is our answer. That's it. This is the question and it's a solution. Once again, your pressure has given. Henry's constant also has given, but given in the kilobar. You have converted into bar just by multiplying with 1000. First we'll calculate mole fraction. Mole fraction purpose we are using this formula. Mole fraction equal to P by KH. P is available, KH is available. Of course, mole fraction is obtained. Yeah, mole fraction is obtained. Next, mole fraction formula. Mole fraction formula. Mole fraction of nitrogen equal to number of moles of nitrogen by total moles. Now, what I am doing now? Number of moles of nitrogen related as N. Then number of moles of water. Mass by molar mass. Mass 1000 grams. How 1000 grams obtained? Already I explained. Mass by molar mass 55.55. If you substitute here and we'll get this value. Now when we are comparing these two values, each value is negligible. That's why from the denominator, number of moles of nitrogen has eliminated. That's why you'll get this value 1.29 into 10 is to minus 5 equal to n by 55.5 only. N equal to cross multiplication. First you will get in moles. That moles if you divide with 1000, you will get millimoles. This is a question as well as its solution. Then this question is based on Henry's law. Of course, Henry's law based question. We'll see now next question. Yeah, next question is like this. H2S is a toxic gas with a rotten egg smell is used for the quantitative analysis. If the solubility of H2S in water at STP is 0.195 molality. Calculate Henry's law constant, nothing but KH he is asking. Right. Then we'll have the formula P is equals to KH into X. He is asking KH is equals to P by X. Now what is P? P value he has not mentioned in the question, but we can write because he has mentioned STP, standard pressure, 1 atmosphere. We can write here, or 0.987 bar. Standard pressure we can write. But the problem is with mole fraction. Mole fraction we don't know. First, we have to calculate mole fraction. Without mole fraction, KH value cannot be calculated, remember. That's why first I'll calculate mole fraction. For that purpose, one hint has given 0.195 molality. What does it mean? 0.195 moles of solute present in 1 kg of solvent. Here what is a solvent? Solvent is water, because H2S in water. H2S is in water. It is of course a solute. H2S is solute, water is a solvent. That's why I will write its answer clearly like this. 0.195 small m means 0.195 moles of solute present in 1 kg. 1 kg nothing but 1000 grams of solvent. Who is solvent? Water. Yes or no? This why I will write like this. Therefore, number of moles of solute. Solute we can indicate with a 2 symbol, doesn't matter, is equals to 0.195. 0.195 itself has given this many moles of solute is present in 1 kg of solvent. Now I want to calculate a solvent. Solvent is designated with one number. Number of moles purpose, mass by molar mass. Again we are having a 1 kg, nothing but 1000 grams. Mass is available, 1000 grams divided by molar mass 18 is nothing but 55.55. Then with the help of N1 and N2 we can calculate mole fraction easily. Mole fraction will calculate now. That is nothing but X equal to N2 divided by N1 plus N2. N2 0.195 divided by 0.195 plus 55.55, and a mole fraction value you will get that is a 3.5 into 10 is to minus 3. 3.5 into 10 is to minus 3. Of course, whose mole fraction? Solute mole fraction. Who is solute? H2S. Mole fraction of H2S is obtained. Okay. Then we'll go to the final question, that is P is equals to KH into X, and I want KH P by X. P by X. X value just now calculated. Now our target is P. P purpose hint given STP, standard pressure. Standard pressure is nothing but 1 atmosphere. 1 atmosphere is equals to 0.987 bar. We can take atmosphere or bar, doesn't matter. 1 divided by, I am taking 1 atmosphere divided by 1 atmosphere divided by X value 3.5 into 10 is to minus 3. Again, if you simplify, you will get 285.7. 285.7 atmospheres you will get or suppose here instead of atmosphere 0.987 bar if you write, because 1 atmosphere equal to 0.987 bar. Okay, divided by again 3.5 into 10 to the power of minus 3. Again, if you do the simplification, KH value nearly 282 bar. 282 bar is obtained. That is our answer, right? Okay. If you take a pressure atmosphere, this is the answer. If you take a pressure in bar, this is our answer. Because standard condition, any value we can take, doesn't matter. This is a question and it's a solution. Here a hint is 0.195 molal. This many moles of solute present in 1 kg of solvent. That only we have written here. Means moles of solute available. Moles of solvent purpose mass by molar mass we have calculated, and with that mole fraction calculated, because once if you get a mole fraction, KH value we can calculate. This is the question. Okay, next question we'll see that. Yeah, next question is like this. Henry's law constant for carbon dioxide in water is something given 1.67 into 10 is to 8 Pascal at 298 kelvins. Calculate the quantity of carbon dioxide in 500 milliliters of soda water when packed under 2.5 atmosphere carbon dioxide pressure at 298 kelvins. First we'll write information. What he has given? Henry's law constant KH has given. How much? 1.67 into 10 to the power of 8 Pascal. And next packed under 2.5 atmospheres pressure. 2.5 atmospheres. What is asking? Calculate the quantity of carbon dioxide. Quantity nothing but a mass of carbon dioxide he is asking. Mass. Mass directly will not get. Before mass we have to get moles. First we will get moles. From that moles we will get mass. Let's discuss how we will get moles. See here. Now here Pascal, here atmosphere. Both units are different. That's what I am doing now. This atmosphere I am just trying to convert into Pascal. That's why we'll have the conversion. 1 atmosphere equal to 101.325 Pascal. It is a conversion. Now we are having 2.5 atmospheres. Therefore P is equals to 2.5 into 101.325 Pascal. Okay. Then KH is there, P is there. We will find the first mole fraction. What is the formula? P is equals to KH into X. X equal to P by KH is the formula. Therefore, we will calculate X. P value how much? 2.5 into 101.325 Pascal divided by KH value already given in the Pascal 1.67 into 10 to the power of 8 Pascal. Now Pascal cancel because mole fraction is not having any units. You will get a mole fraction is equals to, if you do the simplification, you will get 1.517. 1.517 into 10 to the power of minus 3 mole fraction. Whose mole fraction? Of course, CO2 mole fraction, because CO2 is a solute. Then water is a solvent. Soda water we are telling, soda, CO2 solute, water is a solvent. Therefore, mole fraction of carbon dioxide is obtained. Right. Our target is quantity, nothing but mass. Before mass, we have to get a moles. Therefore, mole fraction of solute is equals to number of moles of solute by total moles. Total moles means carbon dioxide moles as well as water moles. Carbon dioxide moles as well as water moles. Now, here again same. When we are comparing, here anyhow first we will write the given value. Mole fraction of carbon dioxide is 1.517 into 10 to the power of minus 3 is equals to, when you are comparing a carbon dioxide as well as water, carbon dioxide moles are negligible. That's why from the denominator carbon dioxide we can neglect. Therefore, you will get NCO2 divided by NH2O. This I am neglecting. Carbon dioxide moles are less comparing with water moles. Now first we will find the number of moles of carbon dioxide. We will do the cross multiplication. 1.517 into 10 to the power of minus 3 into number of moles of water. That is equal to 1.517 into 10 is to minus 3 into number of moles of water. Formula mass by molar mass. See the twist here. Mass of course not there. Again volume is there. 500 milliliters is the volume. That volume again we have to converting into mass. 500 milliliters if you convert into mass, you will get 500 grams because already conversion known to you. Density of water is 1 gram per milliliter. Whatever the volume is there, same amount will be transferred as mass. Therefore, number of moles of H2O, mass 500 grams because 500 milliliters. If you convert into grams, we'll just multiply with 1 gram per milliliter. You will get 500 grams divided by molar mass of water is 18. 500 by 18, of course, if you multiply, you will get 0.04213. 0.04213 number of moles of carbon dioxide we are getting. But in the question, moles has not asking mass. Nothing but quantity. Mass of CO2 is equals to moles of CO2 into molar mass of CO2. Moles into molar mass. 0.04213 into molar mass of carbon dioxide is 44. Again, if you do the multiplication, you will get 1.85. 1.85 grams are obtained. That's it. This is quantity, nothing but mass of carbon dioxide is the question. This is the question and it's a solution. Okay, quantity nothing but mass. Mass purpose we need moles. Moles how we are getting from mole fraction. All are linked questions only. I mean linked solution it is. Anyhow, KH has given, pressure also given, but both the units are different. I am converting into same units. That's why atmosphere have converting into Pascal, because 1 atmosphere equal to this many Pascal. So this value into 101.325 if you multiply, you will get in Pascal. And our Henry's law is there. From that mole fraction, P by KH, P is there and KH also there. Both are in Pascal. If you cancel, you will get a mole fraction. Mole fraction of carbon dioxide, of course. Then mole fraction formula, number of moles of that component by total moles. Carbon dioxide by total moles. And when you are comparing water moles, carbon dioxide moles, carbon dioxide is negligible. Let's say from the denominator we have removed. Therefore, mole fraction already obtained, substituted. Number of moles of carbon dioxide by number of moles of water. I want number of moles of carbon dioxide. Cross multiplication. Number of moles of carbon dioxide equal to these two are multiplied. Now I need a moles of water. Mass by molar mass. Of course, mass not given. but volume given, whatever the volume given, if you multiply with the density, you will get mass. Let's say 500 into 1, 500 grams divided by molar mass. Moles are obtained, but I need mass, nothing but quantity. Moles into molar mass, you will get mass. Okay, next we'll see one more question. Yeah, next here I'll give you two questions as homework. We'll see the first question. How many millimoles of nitrogen gas? Again, same model question, millimoles asking would be dissolved in 1 liter of water so that it exerts partial pressure of 0.987 bar at 293 kelvins. Henry's law constant given in kilobar. Means asking millimoles. Same model question already we have solved. Please go through that problem and you have to solve this question. Answer also have given here. 0.716 millimoles of nitrogen is the answer. Same model, no difference at all. Then previous problem, if you understand this question, we can solve easily. Come here. One more question as homework. Methane is bubbled through water at 298 kelvins, assuming it exerts partial pressure of 0.98 bar. Calculate the solubility of methane in gram per liter. Solubility of methane in gram per liter, nothing but again mass he is asking, remember mass. Given that KH value of methane given 41.85 kilobar has given. Here bar is there, here kilobar is there, kilobar, what we have to do already known to you, because this kilobar we have to convert into bar just by multiplying with 1000. Again is asking a mass only. Mass purpose we need moles. Moles, if you multiply with molar mass, you will get mass. This model also, this type question also in previously we have solved. Please go through that question and you just solve this question. These two are homework to you. Both models already we have covered. Okay, based on that models, you just please solve these questions, right? Okay, then we'll stop our today's class. Remaining things will be continued in our next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.